This is Retro Sports Radio. Visit RetroSeasons.com for more sports history.
The California Angels faced the Baltimore Orioles at Memorial Stadium for Game 1 of a twilight doubleheader on Thursday, May 6, 1971. The Angels were looking to advance their success after finishing the 1970 season with a franchise-high 86 wins under the leadership of Lefty Phillips in his first full season as manager. The Orioles were the defending World Series champs. Earl Weaver took over from Hank Bauer as the O's manager in the middle of 1968 and quickly escalated Baltimore to consecutive 100-plus win seasons and back-to-back appearances in the Fall Classic. This audio recording of Game 1 of the doubleheader is from the Baltimore radio broadcast, featuring announcers Chuck Thompson and Bill O'Donnell.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Baltimore Oriole Baseball. This is Chuck Thompson along with Bill O'Donnell at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, where tonight the Orioles and the California Angels will attempt a finite doubleheader. Weather conditions in and around the Baltimore area are still threatening, and the forecast is for showers, with a possibility, of course, among those showers, a thunderstorm. It is a little overcast as we look out to the north from our broadcasting vantage point here at the stadium, and the wind that was in the west this afternoon has swung around now, and it's coming straight down out of the north, and it could bring a few showers. However, perhaps they will be of a very short duration, and we will be able to get both our games in. At least that is the hope. Tonight in game number 1, the Angels are starting their fine young right-hander, Andy Messersmith, and the Orioles will counter with their outstanding left-hander, Dave McNally. Now, for those of you who are going to score the game with us tonight, here are the batting orders in game number 1. Leading off for the California Angels at second base, Sandy Alomar. Batting number 2, the first baseman, Jim Spencer. The number 3 hitter, left fielder, Alex Johnson. Batting 4 will be right fielder, Tony Canigliaro. The number 5 hitter, shortstop, Jim Fragolfi. Number 6 hitter, third baseman, Ken McMullen. Catching and batting number 7 will be Jerry Moses. The number 8 hitter is Ken Berry, the center fielder, and the pitcher will be Andy Messersmith. Now, the Oriole lineup in game number 1 tonight is a little bit unusual. It's the first time we have seen this lineup this year. It will start with right fielder, Tommy Chopay. Chopay leads off, plays right field. Batting 2, the left fielder, Don Buford. Batting 3, the first baseman, Boog Powell. Batting 4, third baseman, Brooks Robinson. Batting 5, center fielder, Merv Rettenmund. Batting 6, second baseman, Dave Johnson. Batting 7, the shortstop, Chico Simone. Batting 8 and catching, game 1, Andy Echevarren. And the pitcher will be Dave McNally. And before we continue with a little bit more information on Messersmith and McNally, let's pause briefly now for station identification. For the visiting California Angels here in game 1 tonight, it'll be Andy Messersmith. It is our understanding that Lefty Phillips is going to pitch Jim Maloney in the nightcap tonight. And manager Earl Weaver will come back with Pat Dobson, who started last night's ball game against California, that was rained out at the end of an inning. Messersmith on the year is 1-2 and lost 2, and against the Orioles has no record this season. His lifetime against Baltimore shows 3 wins and 3 defeats. A year ago against the Orioles, Messersmith was able to win 1 ball game in relief and was defeated twice. And both of his losses to Baltimore a year ago, his teammates could get him not a single run, as Cuellar beat him 2-0 May the 29th and 7-0 on the 11th of August. Dave McNally, who has won 4 and lost a ball game, is making tonight his 6th start of the season and his first of the year against the Angels. He has no career record against California. Check that. Dave McNally had a 4-game winning streak extended by Kansas City last Saturday, 5-2. He worked 4 innings, allowed 5 hits and 3 runs. His wins have been against the Senators, against Detroit, against California, and against Oakland. He beat Clyde Wright 8-2 April the 23rd, which gives him a career mark of 10 victories and 8 defeats against the Angels. And this, for Dave, will be his 7th start of the year. And now, with pride, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. We'll be back with the start of tonight's first game after this message. Well, Sandy Alomar stands in to lead off for the California Angels. And again, a brief review on Dave McNally's record. Inadvertently, we were reading to you the information available on Pat Dodson. McNally, 4-1 on the year, had a 4-game winning streak, ended at Kansas City. His last start Saturday, 5-2. Dave's wins this year have been against the Senators, the Tigers, California, and Oakland. He beat Clyde Wright 8-2 in the 23rd, and this is the 7th start of the year for Dave McNally. Here is Sandy Alomar, right-hander against left-handed Dave McNally. A swing and a ground ball towards second baseman Johnson. He makes the pickup off the right foot, and in one pitch, Alomar has been retired on a ground ball to the second baseman Dave Johnson. Sandy hitting 196 on the year. And now the Maryland-born Jim Spencer, and this will be his third trip to the plate in the first inning of a ball game here in Baltimore. The first time he came on Tuesday night in the first inning, he homered. Last night, he came up in the first inning and homered again, and the rain wiped it out, and here he is once more. McNally's breaking ball is over the outside corner at the knees, and the strike is called to Spencer. He is hitting 198, and has gone 1 for 4 in the only game these two clubs have been able to play here at Baltimore. McNally brings the arm down. The breaking pitch missed outside this time, and the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Spencer is hitting 198. He has 3 doubles, 5 home runs, and 9 runs batted in. Marty Springstead is the umpire at the plate tonight, with Jim Honachek at first, Larry McCoy at second, and Jim Odom at third base. This offering down low and away to left-hand swinging Jim Spencer, and the count now is 2 balls and 1 strike. The on-deck hitter for the California Angels, the American League batting champion of a year ago, Alex Johnson. McNally ready to go. Down comes the 2-1 to Spencer. A foul ball is out of play behind the plate. 2-2 is the count. Around the Oriole infield tonight, Brooks is at third, but Chico Simone is playing shortstop in the first game. Dave Johnson cut well around to the first base side as the Orioles second baseman. Boog is at first base. In right field tonight, Tommy Chopay. In center field, Merv Rettenmon. In left field, Don Buford. The pitch is cut on and a ground foul is outside of first, so the count continues at 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jim Spencer. Game 2 tonight, which we hope, if the weather permits, will follow our first game, will feature Maloney for the Angels and Pat Dodson for the Orioles. McNally ready to work with a 2-2 pitch to left-hand hitting Jim Spencer. Foul ball is hit up toward the upper deck and out of play. Andy Messersmith is doing the catching here in our first game tonight. And maybe after the rain we had last evening, and certainly we needed it here in our part of the country, and I know down in South Florida you needed it too. The 2-2 pitch to Spencer. McNally curves him, fly ball, well hit foul down the right field side. It's going to be out of play in the upper deck. So Spencer continues to hang tough with a count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Could be that perhaps the downpour that we had last night, plus a little bit of rain during the day here, will be the extent of it. And we might be able to get our scheduled doubleheader in. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the batter, Jim Spencer. McNally rocks and throws. He missed again. Low and outside to fill the count 3-2. Full count to Spencer with Alex Johnson in the on-deck circle. 1 away, top of the first inning. Game just underway in Baltimore tonight. And the payoff pitch coming down to Spencer. Deep in the box, straightaway stand. High fly foul. First base side. It's 2. It's going to be out of play. Well, McNally made his first start on the 7th of April. He beat the Senators and Casey Cox 3-2. came back in the second game of the doubleheader on the 11th of April against the Tigers and beat Mike Kilkenny 9-3. Came away with no decision against the Yankees next time out. Here's a looping pop-up outside third base. Racing in foul ground, Brooks Robinson. He's there. And Brooks squeezes a little bit of a pop-up in foul ground off the bat of Spencer, and we have 2 down. And now Alex Johnson. Alex is hitting .278 at this early date of the year. And in the Orioles series, he is 0 for 5. But make no mistake, the base hits will be coming for this outstanding hitter, Johnson. Right-handed batter is Alex, and here's McNally's first offering. Changed up, but it was high and away, ball 1. Following a no-decision outing against the Yankees the 17th of April, Braves came back out in California the 23rd and beat Skeeter Wright 8-2. Curveball is in, and the strike is called to Alex Johnson. 1 ball and 1 strike. Then the 27th of April in Oakland, he defeated Diego Segui 6-2, and he took his first defeat Saturday against Kansas City, losing to Bunker 5-2. The pitch. Ground ball hit towards second baseman Johnson. In the glove, the throw on to Powell. It's a 1-2-3 inning for McNally and the Orioles. At the end of the first half inning of play, it's California nothing, and of course the Orioles coming to bat. Well, a quick check at the scoreboard is not particularly good news as we sit down here in Baltimore tonight, and I'll tell you the reason why. The Cubs and the New York Mets were scheduled to play in New York this afternoon, postponed because of rain. The Cardinals and the Philadelphia Phillies were due to go in Philadelphia, 80 miles to the north of us. Rain. They're not going to be able to play. Houston will be at Montreal, Cincinnati at Los Angeles tonight. And in the American League, the Boston Red Sox beat the Chicago White Sox today 10-1. Gary Peters the winner, and Johnson is the loser. Tonight, New York will be in Minnesota. Here is Tommy Chopay standing in against the right-handed Andy Messersmith. And this is Tommy's first start of the year for the Orioles. He's hitting .167, left-handed batsman. Strike is called as Messersmith pumped it right through. Out in California, in the Big A, they call this fine young right-handed pitcher the Baron. That's the result of a write-in contest to pick a nickname for Andy Messersmith. The breaking pitch missed high and outside. Chopay gave indication of the bump. Shortened up in the grip, ran up in the pitch, and it was high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tommy. Chopay, Buford, and Powell on the 2 batters in the bottom of the first. Line up on the infield grass at third is McMullen. Here is Messersmith to the move. The 1-1 offering to Chopay. He's inside and low, and the count now 2 balls and a strike. Center fielder Ken Berry is just about straight away to Chopay, maybe a little bit to right. The 2-1 pitch to Tommy. Line drive, base hit to right field. Chopay rips a line drive single in the right field to get the Birds started, and they're half of the first inning, and now to the plate will come Don Buford. Buford hitting a very fine .311 over the year, and in the only game played here in Baltimore against California, had 2 hits and 4 trips. And California will play Buford just about the way they played Chopay a moment ago. Alex Johnson is giving Buford a little bit more of a foul line down the left field side than he showed Chopay a moment ago. McMullen still on the grass at third. Spencer holding with base runner Chopay at first, and Messersmith ready to deal to Don Buford. Quick throw to first. Chopay is back safely. Another quick throw to first base again. Chopay is back. Double play combo of Jim Fregosi and Sandy Alomar up a couple of steps against the left-handed swings of Don Buford. Messersmith kicks and fires. He's got the fastball over the outside portion of the letters. Strike is called to Don Buford. Right fielder Tony Canigliaro gives Buford a good little bit of the foul line down in right field. 1 strike to count to Buford. Chopay, the runner at first. No score in the bottom of the first inning. Messersmith throws ground ball base hit into right field. Chopay going hard. Is around second. He will make third as Buford and Chopay have greeted Messersmith with base hits to right field. And the Orioles have runners at first and third. Nobody out. And here comes Boog Powell. Boog's average is .225, but he is right up there among the leaders in home runs and RBIs in the American League. Killebrew leads with 23 runs batted in, and Oliva has 7 home runs to top the American League. Powell has 22 runs batted in and 6 home runs. So the Orioles have Chopay at third, Buford at first, nobody out, Powell at the plate. Messersmith's pitch is cut on and fouled by the screen. Actually, it came through the screen, I believe. Must have hit a seam and just slipped through. One strike to count to Boog Powell. 1 for 2 in Tuesday night's game against the Angels. We played one inning last night and then were rained out. The one strike offering to Powell. Andy throws. He drives him off the plate with a pitch low and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, I'm sure you noted that Vida Blue pitched another shutout last night against the Detroit Tigers, and to the best of our knowledge, this outstanding young left-hander will pitch here in Baltimore Sunday afternoon against our Orioles. 1-1 to Powell. Low inside, ball 2. 2-1 now. 2 balls and a strike. The count to Powell, nobody out. Stope opened with a single to right field. Buford followed with a single to right field. Stope took third. And now the 2-1 pitch to Boog Powell. Just a little bit low to the breaking ball, and the count now is 3 balls and 1 strike. Boog snaps a quick look down third base way to coach Billy Hutter. George Staller is coaching first base again for the Orioles. And let's see what Messersmith has to offer on the 3-1. Time is called briefly. Powell back out. Just as quickly, he's back in again. So Andy takes a little bit of a stroll up on the mound and relax. Got a tough pitch to make to Boog Powell right now. Here's his 3-1. Ground ball, snared on the half-hop of the first baseman, thrown down to second for 1. Back to first, and it is fumbled by Spencer at first base, and Powell reaches. Powell hit a scorching line drive right at the feet of Spencer. He played it on the half-hop, a great grab by the California first baseman. Ripped the throw to second base, and that got the force on Buford. The return throw to first base was in time, but Spencer could not come up with it, and Powell reaches, so Boog is given a run batted in, scoring Stope, and reaches on the force of Buford, and the Orioles have a 1-0 lead over California. What a smash and a beautiful glove hand stop by Jim Spencer to take what might have been an extra base hit away from Boog Powell. The pitch to Brooks, low and away, ball 1. Brooks, looking for a base hit against the Angels, went 0 for 3. Tuesday night, he is hitting .227. Now the 1-0 to Brooks. Breaking pitch, and it catches a corner right around the knee, so the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. Brooks offered and stops the swing. 1 out, 1 run in. Powell at first, and the pitch is low and outside to Brooks Robinson to make the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Behind Brooks, the on-deck hitter now is Merv Rettenmund. Messersmith gets the sign flashed by Jerry Moses, goes to first base with a throw, but Powell is on the bag. Andy ready with a 2-1 offering to Brooks. He's outside with this one. 3 balls and a strike. And Messersmith ready to go with a 3-1 pitch to Brooks Robinson. Here it is. Low and outside. A walk to Brooks, sends Powell to second base and brings Merv Rettenmund to the plate. 1 out, a run in. Powell, the runner at second, Brooks at first, and here now Merv Rettenmund. He's hitting .250 on the year. Rettenmund, like many of the ball players, delights in poking fun at himself, and he has a very keen sense of humor. He mentioned his sense of humor in a brief address at the Advertising Club at Baltimore today. Messersmith's pitch, curve is hit foul down the first base side. Out of play. Merv said, when I had last year, he said, when I was hitting .322, he said, I had a rather keen sense of humor. He said, but this season, with that .250 batting average, he said, I'm not quite so humorous as I was a year ago. Said Merv Rettenmund. The 1 strike pitch to Merv. Messersmith looked out. He's high and inside with a swing fastball, just kind of sailing up and in on Merv. He leaned out of the way. 1 ball, 1 strike. Birds have had 7 of their players hit by the pitch over the last week. And that does not mean to indict. It's not said to indict any of the opposition's pitchers in any way, manner, shape, or form. The 1-1 offering now to Rettenmund. Just missed with a curveball, 2-1. Ball club, for the truth of the matter, has not been hitting as they are capable of hitting. Some of the hitters just maybe a little bit over-anxious. Won't get in it. 2-1 pitch to Rettenmund. Good curve from Messersmith, and the strike is called. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Merv. Powell, the runner at second base. Brooks, the runner at first. 1 out of the inning. The Orioles are leading 1-0. Messersmith ready to go. The 2-2 to Merv Rettenmund. Struck him out, a swing and a miss on a good curveball. Rettenmund was trying to stop that swing. Breaking pitch might have been a slider, and Rettenmund is strikeout number 1 in the ball game for Messersmith. His 32nd on the year for Andy. The second out of the inning, and now Dave Johnson. Well, Dave is moving around on that batting order again. He's been just about everywhere but number 4. And, of course, he is hitting a very fine .333, and it's gone 1-4 in Tuesday night's game against California. Powell second, Brooks first, 2 down now, and Messersmith ready to work to Dave Johnson. Pitch control. Right down the pipe, and the strike is called to Dave. Now the 1-strike offering to the right-hand swinging Johnson. Ground ball hit toward the shortstop for Gofi. He waits to pick up the short throw to second, gets the force on Brooks for the final out of the inning. But the Orioles pick off a run on a pair of base hits and leave a couple of runners. And at the end of an inning of play, the score is Baltimore 1, California 0. Well, we're looking forward to our doubleheader tonight and also to the coming weekend series against the Oakland A's. And naturally, all of us looking forward to Mother's Day, which is Sunday, and along with Mother's Day, the Orioles and the Oakland A's are going to celebrate a Bat Day here at the stadium, which means that all youngsters 14 and under, accompanied by a paying adult Sunday afternoon, will receive an official Little League baseball bat, a great souvenir. Here is Tony Conigliaro against the southpaw Dave McNally. Tony is hitting .247, and the ball is low and inside to Conigliaro. Tony went 1-for-4 Tuesday night. McNally's 1-0 to Conigliaro, cut out and fouled to the screen, and the count levels with a ball and a strike. Well, up in New York, the Cubs and the Mets were rained out. Cardinals and the Phillies have been rained out in Philadelphia. Now the 1-1 pitch coming to Conigliaro. McNally rocks and fires. High fly ball, center field way. Rettenmund is tracking it, waiting. And the Orioles center fielder makes the catch for the first out on the top of the second inning. Weatherman has indicated here in Baltimore that the shower activity should clear and clear this area this evening sometime. And in truth, I must admit that it looks a lot brighter out to the north of us than it did go, let's say, an hour ago. Here's Jim Pagosi. He's batting .233 at this early date of the year. McNally is low and outside to Jim, ball 1, and he's not 100%. He's got a rather sore foot. But like most of these fellows, he finds it possible to play when he is hurt. The 1-0 to Pagosi, again is outside, and the count 2 balls, no strikes. Behind Pagosi, the Angels find third baseman, Ken McMullen. McNally brings that left arm down. The pitch is high and away again. He's had 3 of them outside to Pagosi. So Jim flashes a look to Rocky Bridges, the California third base coach, to see what skipper Lefty Phillips would have him do on this 3-0 pitch. Well, what do you think he'll do? Hit or take? 3-0. Take. Strike is called. 3 balls and a strike to Pagosi. 1 out, nobody on. The Orioles 1, the Angels nothing. Top of the second. Pitch. High pop-up off the third base side. Brooks is calling for it. Says, I've got it. Anybody want to make a bet? He's got it. In foul ground by about a half a step. 2 down in the California second, and now here is Ken McMullen with a .213 batting average, and Tuesday night he went 0 for 3. Hey, it's beginning to look a little bit better. Every time I say that, though, I dread the thought that it might start raining in a half an hour. A let-up breaking ball is high and inside, ball 1. And it really is. Those of you in the Baltimore area who are much better judges of the weather than I am, take a look. And, maybe you can come on down and spend some time with us. Here's a swing and a foul ball in the dirt behind the plate. A ball and a strike to Ken McMullen. Would you believe it? Would you believe it? It is raining right this instant. I no sooner said that and it started to rain. Oh, you're living right. 1 ball and strike to McMullen. High for a ball 2. 2-1. It's looking better now than it has any time in the last couple hours, and it's raining. Well, here comes the 2-1 pitch to Ken McMullen. McNally deals, ground ball hit toward Brooks at third. He backs and plays the belt high hop. Now the long throw to Powell is in time, and McMullen has been retired. 3 up and 3 down at the end of an inning and a half. Baltimore 1, California nothing. Against Andy Messersmith in the bottom of the second inning, it'll be Chico Simone, Andy Etchebarren, and pitcher Dave McNally in that order. And just before we rolled to the commercial, we had a little bit of a shower start, and now it's still sprinkling just a little bit. And I'm afraid for an hour or so, this might be what we'll have to contend with, but the weatherman promises us that it's going to clear up a little bit later on this evening, and that's about as specific as you can be a little later on this evening. Here's Chico Simone. He's been in 5 ball games for the Orioles this year, been to the plate 8 times, a base hit. He's hitting 1-2-5. And center fielder Ken Berry plays him a little bit toward the alley in right center field. The pitch to Chico is too high, ball 1. So the bigger hole in the Angel outfield is between center fielder Berry and the left fielder Alex Johnson. Infield appears to be about straight up, maybe a little bit to the third base side. Messersmith 1-0 to Chico. Foul ball coming right up into the TV booth next door and right back out again. 1-1 the count. Now the 1-1 pitch to Chico. Swinging, he got a piece of this one. Fouled it right to the ball man, Mr. Ernie Tyler, who made a sensational, spectacular, one-handed catch sitting down. Beautiful, Ernie. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Chico. Etchebarren leads. On deck hitter and Dave McNally waiting in the wing. Messersmith kind of give it a negative shake. Now he's ready. Here's the 1-2 offering to Chico. Swing and a miss. He may have pulled the string a little bit on that pitch, and he picks up his second strikeout. 2 gone. Andy Etchebarren stepped, 1 gone now with Andy Etchebarren stepping in with a 167 batting average, and Andy didn't play yet. Messersmith's first offering to Etchebarren. Ground ball hit right back by the pitcher. It's on through in the center field for a base knock. Etchebarren with a ground single to center field for the Orioles. Their third base hit off Andy Messersmith. And that'll bring in Dave McNally. And he has pitched pretty well in his lifetime against the Angels. He shows a 266 lifetime average. Here's Dave McNally. His batting average is 187. He has a run batted in. Spencer is holding with Etchebarren at first. McNally squares to bunt and got a pitch down low for a ball 1. A little bit of a shower we had didn't even darken the skin of the infield, and it seems to have abated now, and we find the people coming back to their feet. And perhaps when you get through with dinner, you might be able to spend a little time with it. It's swing and a miss now to McNally. No bunt in this offering, so the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. But the bunt was on, and the first pitch off on the second. Andy Messersmith ready to go. The bunt is in order. He's bunted off the first base side. Looks pretty good if it stays fair. Picked up by Spencer. No play at second. And Spencer, the first baseman, goes back to Alomar, covering at first to retire the sacrificing Dave McNally. In the second, Andy Etchebarren, and up to the plate now, Tommy Sope. In his first start of the year for the Orioles, tonight, in the first inning, he drilled a single to right field. And a few moments later, he scored the lone run of the ball game. Sope, a left-handed batter, and he stands pretty well on the front half of the box. Hits out of a bit of a closed stance. Messersmith ready to go. The pitch to the left-hand swinging Sope is inside. Ball 1. Yeah, we'll use space and break. We'll try and get it for you at the earliest opportunity. 1-0 Baltimore over California. We're in the bottom of the second inning of game number 1. Messersmith against McNally. Pitch to Sope is high and away, and we pause briefly for station identification. This is the Baltimore Orioles Baseball Network.
This is Galen Fromm. For wit and wisdom, capture philosophy and inspiration. Hear Don Spack, 7:35 mornings on Radio 11 WBAL Baltimore.
Messersmith delivers, and here's a cut and a miss by Chopin to make the count now 2 balls and strike. And the 2-1 offering to Tommy. High fly ball right field way. Cutting to his right is Canigliaro, setting up under it now. The Angel right fielder makes the catch, and that'll be the final out of the inning. The Orioles no runs, a base hit and a man left at the end of 2 complete. Baltimore 1, California nothing. Oh, we talked about that day coming along on Sunday afternoon, and some of you concerned about your tickets. I'd like to remind you that this coming Sunday at noon, an additional 17,000 general admission and 2,000 bleacher tickets will go on sale right here at the stadium. We not only have the Oakland A's in town, a very fine and interesting ball club to watch, Mother's Day and a Bat Day promotion, and the chances are pretty good that you'll have a chance to see truly one of the fine young left-handers to come into the American League in some time in the person of Vida Blue. At this moment, he is scheduled to pitch for Oakland on Sunday. Here is catcher Jerry Moses, a swing and a ground ball to hit toward Brooks Robinson. He's got it. The throw on to Powell at first, and Moses is retired on a ground ball to third base. 1 pitch, 1 gone. Moses hitting .231. Now the batter will be Ken Berry, the Angel center fielder. Berry's average, 133 right now, but of course averages can really fluctuate and be very deceiving at this stage of the season. And is recognized as one of the very fine defensive center fielders in baseball. When the Orioles were in Anaheim, he made an effort to catch a home run, climbed the wall, and hurt his leg. Only played 1 game. The pitch to Berry, low, ball 1. McNally has faced 7 men and got them all in order. Here's this 1-0 to the right-hand swinging Berry. Little high. 2 balls and no strikes. Had the place a little high. Berry hits out of an open stand, and he kind of chokes up in the sticks, maybe an inch or so. McNally not wasting any time, delivers 2-0. Berry takes a strike over the inside portion of the knees. 2-1 now to the California center fielder. Messersmith, the on-deck hitter. A 2-1 to Ken Berry. High pop. Down the first base side and foul ground. Etchebarren up the line. Powell coming down. And Powell is hollering, Andy, Andy, Andy. And so Etchebarren made the grab. 2 gone. Now the California pitcher, Andy Messersmith, his average is 143. He has knocked in a run. Been to the plate 14 times. Has 2 base hits. One of those went all of the way. A home run. Here is McNally's first offering to the right-hand swinging Messersmith, swinging a foul to the screen, and he had a good cut at that first offering from McNally. 1 strike. Young man, very, very fortunate to be playing baseball this year. He had a most unfortunate automobile accident earlier in California, totaled his automobile, and he had the seat belts on, fortunately. The 1 strike pitch to Messersmith. Little high. 1-1 now. And also, to continue the good fortune of this unfortunate automobile accident, the other people in the other car were okay, too. The 1-1 offering. Just missed inside with a breaking pitch, 2 balls and 1 strike. And he backs down now, flashes a quick look towards Rocky Bridges, and Bridges reacts as if, what's the matter? Now the 2-1 pitch to Andy. Look out, a line drive knocked down by McNally on the mound. He recovers, throws to first base, and wow, that was some kind of a shot, and McNally got the big leather mitt in front of it, knocked it down, recovered, and threw out Messersmith for the final out, 3 up and 3 down at the end of 2.5. Orioles 1, California nothing. Well, the California Angels have been forced to make a change at shortstop. Jim Fregosi is unable to continue. He's got just a very sore foot. And, you know, when this fellow takes himself out of a ball game, you know he's hurting. And so Sid O'Brien has come in now to play shortstop for the Angels. It's a combination of 2 things, insofar as Fregosi is concerned. You know, the fact that it probably is most uncomfortable. Secondly, and maybe just as important, if not more, that he would not be able to help the club. So here now for the Orioles, Don Buford in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Messersmith throws the breaking ball low, ball 1. Buford singled into right field against Messersmith in the 1st inning. That sent Chopin to 3rd, where Powell knocked him in on a 4th count. Pitch coming to Don. Outside and high to make the count 2 balls, no strikes. Well, tomorrow night, the Oakland A's will be in our ballpark. The pitch coming down to Don Buford is low inside and the ball 3. And Mike Cuellar goes to the mound tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock against Jim Catfish Hunter. Saturday night at 7, it'll be Jim Palmer and Chuck Dodson. A ball 4 is again inside the Buford. So Messersmith has given up now his second walk. He walked Brooks Robinson in the first inning and Buford here in the third. Dodson, no record, and he has just been activated about a week ago and will start Saturday night's game against the Orioles. Sunday afternoon, Grant Jackson is the probable for the Orioles against Vida Blue of the Oakland A's. Here's Boog Powell with Buford leading at first base. The pitch is cut on the ground foul is outside of first. Strike 1. 1-0 the Orioles. We're in the bottom of the third inning of game number 1, and by golly, it's getting to look better. The last time I said that it rained, but it really is. Maybe you might be able to spend a little time with us tonight after dinner. Goes without saying, we've got room for you. The 1-strike pitch to Powell, high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the 1-1 offering to Boog Powell. Buford leading first. Nobody out. Messersmith fires. And a miss. The ball and 2 strikes for the Boog. Spencer holding with Buford at first base. Messersmith reading signs. Flashed by Jerry Moses, shakes the glove, wants another look, another shake of the glove. Still shaking. Powell says, well, that's enough. I'll walk out of here momentarily. So Boog backs off, and Andy takes a little bit of a stroll. Sid O'Brien is now in at shortstop for the Angels here in this bottom of the third. Josie unable to continue. The 1-2 pitch to Powell. Way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Buford is running. The pitch is cut on, and a foul ball is going to be out of play behind the plate. Buford was going on the 2-2, and it was fouled out of play. Two and two to Boog Powell. Buford at first, and nobody out. Messersmith working on the Oriole first baseman. Powell is ready to go, the set and the pitch. Fly ball, well hit, deep right center. Tracking it is Berry, the center fielder, cutting over the right fielder, Canigliaro, and they go together, and Canigliaro made the grab. Buford trying to get the second to throw. Face! Buford head first fly, beat the throw from Canigliaro. Powell hit a towering fly ball in the alley in right center, and Berry and Canigliaro were both there. They bumped just a little bit. Canigliaro made the catch, and as soon as he made the catch, Buford, who had tagged at first base, took off for second, and in a head-first slide, he beat the tag effort. So Buford takes second as Powell flies to the right fielder, Tony Canigliaro. And the batter now is Brooks Robinson against Messersmith in the first inning. Brooks drew a walk. Pitch to Brooks. Just outside, ball 1. This is about the second doubleheader of the year for the Orioles. They played one against Detroit and split it. The 1-0 pitch to Brooks. Swing, and he didn't get it. A ball and a strike. 1-1 to Brooks Robinson. Buford, the runner, at second. 1 away now. And Messersmith spins around looking at second base. Didn't follow with a throw. So we're ready to go again with a 1-1 offering to Brooks. Messersmith kicks and fires. High, ball 2. 2-1. Well, the Red Sox won their game this afternoon, so they are now a game and a half in front of the Orioles in the Eastern Division of the American League. These Angels are 3 games behind the leading Oakland A's of the Western Division. 2-1 pitch, fly ball foul. First base side is out of play. The count now 2-2 to Brooks Robinson. Buford at second and one away. The 2-2 pitch to Brooks. Swinging a foul right at the plate where the count holds. And that little burst of applause you heard down below was directed toward one of the many fine Oriole ushers who picked up that foul ball that some gentleman had misplayed, and they handed it to a youngster. 2-2 on the way to Brooks. Messersmith, looking at the dancing Buford at second, now comes to the plate, swinging another foul ball right at the plate, and this one hits umpire Marty Springstead, and he's taking a little bit of a stroll down there, trying to shake off the sting of that foul ball. Alomar edging in toward the bag behind Buford just a little bit. Hunter to give him a look, and here's the pitch to Brooks. Ground ball hit toward the shortstop, Sid O'Brien. He's got it. Checks Buford, throws on to first in time, and Brooks has been retired for the second out of the inning. Buford holding second. 2 down now, and Merv Rettenmund, the strikeout victim of the first inning. Merv taking just a little more time, getting settled in up at the plate. And Messersmith is ready to go. Here's that look to check Buford at second, the pitch to Rettenmund. Swinging a ground ball right out in front of the plate. A swinging butt out to get at the catcher. The pickup is good. The throw to first is in the dirt, and Spencer came up with it. A fine play from Spencer, and a good play from Jerry Moses. Retires Rettenmund with a full swing. He nudged it maybe 10 feet in front of the plate on the third base side, and it's thrown out by Moses. 3 innings complete score. Baltimore 1, California nothing. Well, Dave McNally has gone through the California batting order for the first time, 3 up and 3 down through the first innings. McNally in pursuit of his 5th win of the year. He's won 4 and lost 1. Now looks at Alomar for the second time around. It'll be Alomar, Spencer, Johnson. They are the new batters here in the top of the 4th. McNally's pitch to Alomar. Strike, good call. Good breaking ball above the knees. The right-handed batter, the Orioles, play Alomar just about straight away. It's the left-handed batter. They play him to hit the ball to left. Now the one-strike offering coming down to Sandy, high and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. This fellow has had quite a few game-winning hits for the Angels this year. Now McNally's 1-1 to Sandy Alomar, high and outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. A 2-1 pitch to Sandy Alomar. Swing, and he didn't get the breaking ball. 2-2. Sandy is taking a brief timeout. Resettling himself at the plate, and here we go. The 2-2 offering is on the way. High top, first base side foul. Powell may have a chance if the wind doesn't blow it out of the way. Boog stays with it, and Boog makes the catch on the warning track. A couple of steps from the box seat railing down the first base side. 10 in a row have now gone down before the left-hand slants of Dave McNally, and here is Jim Spencer. He ran the count up to 3-2 before McNally was able to retire the left-handed swinger and a foul pop to Brooks Robinson. McNally's first offering to Spencer missed outside. Ball 1. McNally looks for the sign flashed by Andy Etchebarren, and here's the 1-0 pitch to Spencer. Swing, and he didn't get it. A ball and a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Spencer. First time up Tuesday night, he hit a home run. The first time up last night, he hit another home run, and then the rain came and took that home run away from him. Now the 1-1 to Spencer. McNally's pitch is outside, and it came right on through to the screen. Spencer shortened up on the bat and moved as if he had an idea of a bunt. They just looked at it all the way. The count is 2 balls and a strike again. McNally's 2-1 offering to Spencer. Swing and a miss. He just drilled a good fastball by him. 2 balls, 2 strikes. One out, nobody on. The Orioles won. The Angels nothing. We're in the top of the 4th inning. First of 2 games. Tonight's pitch. Foul ball coming up in front of the booth and out of play. The 2-2 offering, McNally to Alex Johnson. Here it is. High pop-up foul. First base side is going to be out of play. 2-2 to Johnson. A one-out walk has Jim Spencer at first base. And McNally battling the tough-hitting Alex Johnson with a count 2-2. Dave is ready to go. Here's that look to first. Another look to first. And the pitch to the plate. Foul ball in the dirt behind the plate. McNally offering once more. The 2-2 offering to Alex Johnson. The arm down the pitch. Ground ball hit off the third base side. Brooks Robinson there. The throw to second. One on to first base. They get the double play. Johnson got enough on the throw to Powell to complete the double play on Alex Johnson. It goes from Brooks to Dave Johnson to Boog Powell, and at the end of 3 1/2 innings, the score is Baltimore 1, California nothing. Here we go to the last half of the fourth inning at Memorial Stadium, the first game of a twilight doubleheader. The Orioles are sitting on a 1-0 lead, and it'll now be Dave Johnson, Chico Simone, and Andy Etchebarren against Andy Messersmith of the California Angels. Andy with a 2-2 record on the year. This is his 7th start of the season. He's thrown 2 complete games as Messersmith and pitched to a fine earned run of 2.25. His curve didn't find the strike zone. Ball 1. Dave Johnson forced Brooks Robinson at second base to end the first inning. So 1-0 back to Dave. Breaking pitch again high. 2-0. Well, we hope a lot of you have major plans to be at the ballpark, perhaps later on tonight. If not, definitely this weekend. The 2-0 pitch. Low ball 3. You don't have to look at the Angels very long to realize they're an improved club over a year ago, and the improvement in the Oakland A's just jumps out at you. They're here this weekend. 3-0 to Dave Johnson. Strike call, Dave taking. 3 balls and a strike. Now, what do you do with him now in the 3-1 offering? Messersmith into the windup, and down comes a 3-1 to Johnson. He's got a strike 2 called over the outside corner for letters. Full count to Dave. I mean, he had something on that. And pretty good position, too, up and away. Payoff, 3-2 to Johnson. Ground ball at the shortstop, Sid O'Brien. He's got it. Now the throw to Spencer at first gives him plenty of time to get Johnson. 1 up, 1 down, and the ground ball to short. Chico Simone. Messersmith struck him out in the second inning. Andy has fanned 2 and walked 2 and allowed 3 bird base hits, and the Orioles making for a run in the first inning. The first offering to Chico Simone. Outside, ball 1. Well, 1-0 to Chico. And he didn't get it. 1 ball and 1 strike. Chico is taking a little stroll. And now stands in, waiting the 1-1 from Messersmith. He hasn't long to wait because here it comes. High, ball 2. 2-1. Game 2 tonight, Jim Maloney will pitch it for the California Angels and Pat Dobson for the Orioles. Now the 2-1 offering to Simone. Strike 2 called as he cut the outside portion right around the knees. 2-2 now. 1 out, nobody on. We're in the bottom of the 4th of a 1-0 ball game with the Orioles leading California. The 2-2 pitch. High and away, we fill the count 3-2. And the 3-2 to Chico. Walking ball 4. That's walk number 3, issued by Messersmith. Brings out Andy Etchebarren. He banged a ground single through the middle of center field. First time on in the second inning. The Orioles, of course, respect all of the pitchers they face in this battle for the title in the American League. And certainly Andy Messersmith is no exception. The Orioles, as a ball club, have a lot of respect for this outstanding right-hander. Throw to first base. Back safely, Chico. Etchebarren making sure that Billy Hunter is not giving many information. Now looking out for the first pitch. High fly ball, shallow right. On comes Canigliaro, still coming on. The right fielder still moving in. And Canigliaro makes the catch that retires Andy Etchebarren. 2 down. And now the Oriole pitcher, Dave McNally, will stand in. Dave was called upon to sacrifice in the second inning and did so perfectly. He and Jimmy Palmer have a little friendly competition on their prowess with the bat through the course of the season. And for the most part, I guess it kind of winds up rather close each and every year. Pitch to Dave. Strike is called. Springstead, plate umpire, says strike 1. Now the 1-strike pitch to Noah goes to first base. No play on Simone. McNally, as most of you know, I'm sure, a left-handed thrower, but a right-handed batter. The 1-strike pitch. Messersmith delivers. He's got a strike 2 with a good breaking pitch. 0-2 the count. The pitcher, Dave McNally. Bottom of the 4th, Baltimore 1, California nothing. First of a twilight doubleheader. 2-strike pitch coming. You're out, Mr. McNally. You gave him another curveball and picks up strikeout number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, the man left. 4 complete. Baltimore 1, California nothing. In the top of the 5th inning, the Angels will bat Tony Canigliaro, Sid O'Brien, and Ken McMullen. And before Canigliaro steps in, we're out for a station break. This is the Baltimore Oriole Baseball Network.
Hi, Ted Steele here, your morning host on WBAL. Let me help you start the day Monday through Saturday, 5 to 10 a.m. on Radio 11 WBAL in Baltimore.
Now McNally delivered a strike call to Canigliaro. Out over the inner portion above the knees, the 1-strike pitch coming. Blown outside. Ball and a strike. Swinging a ground foul headed toward the Oriole dugout, and Jay Mazzone makes the play on the dugout steps. The count is the ball and 2 strikes to Canigliaro. The 1-2 pitch. Check swing ground ball, first base side. It is going to be a foul ball now. Tony stopped the swing, couldn't get the bat out of the way. One ball, 2 strikes to Canigliaro. And McNally ready to work once more. Third left-hander delivers. Check swing foul again out of play on the first base side. One ball, 2 strikes to Tony C. Just missed with a breaking pitch. And the count now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kind of a change some days. Jimmy Palmer just doing a little loosening up out in the Oriole bullpen right now. The 2-2 pitch. Fly ball hit down on the left field corner. If it stays fair, it's going to be trouble. It's up against the wall. Playing the carom is Buford on his way for 2. Canigliaro. Buford's throw coming to second. He is safe at second base. Canigliaro with a soft line drive in the left field corner. Bounced up against the wall for Tony. His 9th 2-base hit of the year. And for the Angels, their first hit of the ball game. Canigliaro opens with a double to left field. And now we look at Sid O'Brien. O'Brien's first trip to the plate tonight. Tuesday night he went 0 for 4. He is hitting .241 on the year. Right-handed batsman is Sid. So Canigliaro out at second base with nobody out here in this top of the fifth inning. McNally working from the stretch. Checks Canigliaro with a look, delivers. Strike over the inner portion of the hand. One strike to O'Brien. We'll be moving over to the TV side here momentarily. Make way for our partner, Bill O'Donnell. One strike to Sid O'Brien. McNally ready to go again. Here's his pitch. Now outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 to Sid O'Brien. Down low on the ball. 2-1. Two balls and a strike. The count to the Angels shortstop Sid O'Brien. For Ghost, he started the game tonight and then had to leave in the third inning. His foot was giving him a good bit of trouble. So look to check Canigliaro at second. The 2-1 to O'Brien. Ground ball slowly hit toward the Sergeant shortstop Simone. He makes the pickup, snaps the throw to Powell at first in time. And O'Brien is the first out of the inning, and on the play, Canigliaro advances to third base. A slow roller. By the time Simone could get to it, he was on the infield grass. No chance to make a play on Canigliaro at third, and threw out the batter. So with 1 out and a runner at third base now, the Orioles are forced to play the infield up as Ken McMullen steps in. It's almost tight to the grass on the first base side and a couple of steps back on the third base side. McMullen grounded to Brooks at third in the second. The pitch to Ken. Inside of the big right-handed swinger. Ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. McNally to Ken McMullen. Curveball inside and the count now 2-0. 1 out of the inning. Runner at third base is Canigliaro. The Orioles won. The Angels nothing, and a king-size threat mounted here by the Angels. And McNally's 2-0 pitch to McMullen. Ground ball flashed by Brooks at third. It's a base hit out in the left field corner. Here comes Canigliaro home with a tying run, while McMullen is on his way for 2. McMullen has doubled in the left field corner, scoring Canigliaro. For McMullen, his 5th two-base hit of the year. And his 8th run batted in, and a 1-1 ball game. Here now is Jerry Moses. Moses went out on a ground ball to third baseman Brooks Robinson in the third inning. McNally's first offering to Moses. Foul ball hit right up near the booth and out of play. Strike 1. And the 1-strike pitch to Moses, right-hand swinging California catcher. McNally steps, throws, missed blown away. 1-1. And now the 1-1 offering to Moses. McNally's pitch, high drive down the left field side hooking. It's going to be a foul ball into the seats and out of play. 1-2 to Moses. McNally reading signs flashed by Escobar, and he's ready now. The 1-2 pitch to Jerry Moses. Checks his swing in time. The pitch is outside, and the count now is even at 2-2. Now, Canigliaro opened the inning with a double to left field, took third as O'Brien grounded to the shortstop, and then scored as McMullen drilled a double between the diving Brooks Robinson and the bag at third. And now the 2-2 pitch coming to Moses. Foul ball on the screen. The Orioles are on the board with a run on 3 hits. The Angels a run on 2 hits. They have both been doubles. And both here in this 5th inning. Dave ready to go. The 2-2 pitch to Jerry Moses. Here it is. Foul ball coming right up in front of the booth and out of play. The on-deck hitter behind Jerry Moses is center fielder Ken Berry. McMullen expected one out. And McNally battling Moses with a count 2-2. Once more, the 2-2 to Moses. Struck him out. Swing and a miss. Moses goes down. Today, McNally is first strikeout of the ball game. 2 down now, and here is Ken Berry. He got Berry on a foul pop for the catcher, Andy Messersmith, in the third inning. McNally's first offering to the right-hand swinging Ken Berry is inside. 1 ball, no strike. The 1-0 pitch to Berry. Swing and a miss, and there goes the bat over toward the Oriole dugout. A ball and a strike to Ken. Pretty good toss on the part of Berry, but the years I've watched baseball, I'd have to say that Minnie Minoso probably was among the very best at throwing the bat, not only for frequency of throw, but for distance. 1-1 the count to the batter, Berry. Not on the runner at second with 2 down. A tie ball game, 1-1. McNally kicks and fires. High fly ball lefty away. Back to shortstop on the left fielder. Simone back calling for it. Buford on. Buford is going to make the catch. And the left fielder has it for the final out at the end of 4.5. It's the Orioles 1 and the Angels 1.
Well, good evening, everybody. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning of Game 1. This is Bill O'Donnell joining you on the radio side. Chuck and I have been changing during our break, our radio and television setups, and before the Birds bat against Andy Messersmith. Quick rundown of the scoreboard. The National League had the Cubs and Mets rained out today at New York, plus the Cards and Phillies tonight in Philadelphia. Still scheduled in the National League, Houston at Montreal, plus Cincinnati much later tonight at Los Angeles. A day game in the American League had the Red Sox pound the White Sox 10-1. Gary Peters was the winner, and George Scott had his 3rd homer of the year. The rider, Tom Silpe, begins the bottom of the 5th inning, plus Buford and Cowell. He runs up the bunt, just to the left of the mound, fielded by Messersmith. His hurried throw is in time to beat Silpe. Silpe tried to bunt his way on, could not nudge the bunt between McMullen, the third baseman, and Messersmith. And Messersmith smothered it and has just thrown out Tony Silpe. Here's Buford, who's been aboard twice in this first game. He had a base hit to right in the first inning, and then Buford walked his last trip against Messersmith in the third. McMullen against Buford, the switch hitter, going from the left side against Messersmith. McMullen inside the bag at third. A Messersmith curve drops in belt high to strike 1. Orioles have 3 hits off Messersmith, 2 in the first inning when they got their run. 1 strike delivery is high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Messersmith had the injury miseries a year ago, both a rib injury and also a shoulder injury. Fires 1-1. Swing and a miss by Buford, and we run the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Buford batting at .311. He shows 3 home runs, plus 9 runs batted in. 1-1 tie in the bottom of the 5th inning. A 1-2 pitch hits Buford right about belt high in the small of the bat. So Buford has been aboard now 3 straight ties against the Angel right-hander. Don at first base with a tie-breaking tally here in the bottom of the 5th, and here's Boog. Though Boog is 0 for 2, he drove home what was the go-ahead run in the ball game in the first inning. His 1-hop line smash to Spencer enabled Silpe to romp home and score from third base in the first inning. Right now, Spencer is holding the Buford's lead with 1 gone in the bottom of inning 5. Swing and a miss by Powell. 1 strike to Boog. He is now tied with Killebrew for the American League's RBI leadership. Both have 23. Additionally, Boog is the runner-up in the home run leadership to Tony Oliva. The 1 strike delivery. They pitch out and Buford stays. 1 ball, 1 strike. McMullen is back a good halfway at third base and quite a few strides inside the foul line. O'Brien, the shortstop, shades his glove side over toward second. A toss by Messersmith is late to first base. Messersmith paying some attention now to Buford's lead before he hits the rubber. Powell on the 1-1. Buford is running. The pitch is in for a strike. The throw to second is not in time as Buford, sliding to the outfield side of the bag, beats the toss from catcher Moses to the shortstop O'Brien. So on the called strike to Powell, he and Messersmith are at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Buford, the tie-breaking run at second base with only 1 away, and Brooks is the on-deck man. Buford watches O'Brien, the shortstop, creep into him as he leads off second base. The look backwards by Messersmith. Works Powell, 1 and 2. And it just jams off the bottom of the bat on a foul tip to the left of home plate. We're still at 1 ball, 2 strikes. The steal by Buford, incidentally, who is the club leader, is his 4th steal of the year. 1 and 2 to Powell again. He hits a ground wrap at the second baseman. Buford runs to third. Alomar throws in time to Spencer. Powell is out number 2. Buford has advanced on a steal after being hit by a pitch, on a steal to second and now to third base on Powell's infield ground ball. The batter is Brooks Robinson. He walked in the first inning, and he also bounced to short in the third. Now, the steal by Buford has extra significance right now because had Buford still been at first base, Alomar on the ground ball might have been able to force him at second. High to Brooks, ball 1. Brooks batting .227, coming up with Buford at third and 2 down in the bottom of the 5th inning. Low to Brooks, 2 balls and no strikes. If Brooks can't deliver here in the bottom of the 5th inning, it'll be Rettenmund to come up next. Buford escaping off third with 2 away. The set and the 2-0. He is in at the knees, 2 balls and 1 strike. A reminder, if you're coming out to see Game 2 tonight, you will look at the former National League great Jim Maloney against Pat Dobson. 2-1 pitch to Brooks Robinson. Foul to the base of the screen. So run the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 men out, and a 1-1 5th inning tie. Messersmith has not given up a base hit since Echebarren's 1-out base knock in the 2nd inning. He has put a couple of fellows on and a pair of walks since then, plus a hit batsman. The right-hander steps right under the belt. Fires 2 and 2, ball 3 is high. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Brooks Robinson. With Buford hit by a pitch, stealing second, and then moving to third on Powell's infield grounder. Messersmith watching Buford come off the bag into foul ground. Now watching Moses sit in back of the plate. 3 and 2. Here's a looping base hit to center field, and that will put the Orioles out in front 2-1. A Brooks Robinson base hit with 2 out scores John Buford for the go-ahead 2-1 Oriole lead. Here's Merv Rettenmund, who is out on a tapper to the third base side of home plate in the third, and Rettenmund fanned against Messersmith in the first inning. Birds lead 2-1. Brooks's 8th RBI has just plated Buford from third. Rettenmund is tossed inside by Andy Messersmith. 1 ball, no strike. 2 runs, 4 hits now for the Orioles against Messersmith, and the 2-1 lead in the bottom of the 5th. Breaking ball snapped too far outside. 2-0. Merv, along with Pete Richards, Tom Dukes and Jim Palmer, the special guest today at the annual Advertising Club luncheon honoring the 1971 champion Orioles. Merv goes pushing away from an inside pitch to make it 3-0. If Merv could deliver just as Brooks did ahead of him, we'll also have Johnson here in the bottom of inning 5. Spencer bird dogging right at first base along with Brooks Robinson. Brooks short lead, looked over by Messersmith. 3-0 for 4. That is the 4th Messersmith walk. He gives Rettenmund the first base ticket. It provides Brooks with second base, and will bring up Dave Johnson. Johnson bounced into a first inning, forced play, and rolled out to short in the 4th inning. In the 22 previous games started by Dave Johnson this year, he has hit safely in 21 of those 22. Brooks at second, plus Rettenmund at first. A swing and a miss at a wide breaking ball. Messersmith, who has always had the great curve, especially when he had that 16 victory year in 1969, has quite an assortment of breaking stuff. His 0-1 to Dave. He breaks it in for strike 2 called at the knee. Eddie Fisher, the knuckleballer, begins to heat in the Angel bullpen. 2 on, 2 down, a 2-1 Oriole lead. The next pitch to Dave Johnson from Messersmith. Outside, 1-2. Rettenmund has the extra edge at first base because Spencer's playing deep. Here's a looping fly ball for a base hit to shallow right. Brooks turning third, coming on to score. Rettenmund is going on to third base as Canigliaro plays the base hit in shallow right, and here's Canigliaro running back the ball into the Angel infield. So Johnson drives over his 18th run of the year. He also advances. Rettenmund from first to third as Brooks has scored from second base. 2 runs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Rettenmund at third and Johnson at first, and Chico Simone is the batter. Johnson and Brooks Robinson have knocked over the 2 Oriole runs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Birds so far in 1971 have won 3 of 4 against the Angels. And they've got this doubleheader here tonight to wrap up the 3-game series. Johnson off first base and leading as Simone looking at strike 1. Knuckleballing right-hander Fisher continues to throw in the Angel bullpen. Simone batting with a pair of runs home, 2 gone, and runners at the corners. The 0-1 to Simone. He hits a pop-up to the Angel infield. Here's O'Brien moving back shallow out into center field, and O'Brien for out number 3. 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning, 2 hits and 2 men left at the end of 5 in game 1 of the doubleheader. Baltimore 3, California 1. The top of the 6th inning, and the Barons up. Pitcher Andy Messersmith, and he's just fouled off McNally's first pitch to the upper deck out in left field. Messersmith sent a hot liner right to McNally, and McNally tossed him out in the 3rd. McNally pouring it in 0-1. Here's a ground ball shot to Brooks. Brooks with a good pickup right at 3rd, and he guns out Messersmith over the Powell. Out number 1 in the Angels, 6th inning. The leadoff man again, now Sandy Alomar. He has bounced out to second and fouled out to first baseman Powell. Alomar's twice was part of McNally's early spring in the ball game, in which McNally stepped down the first 10 batters to meet him before he walked to Spencer with 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. Birds are leading by a score of 3-1. McNally's first pitch to the switch-hitting Alomar rides right in for strike 1 call. Alomar, when he bats from the other side, more or less is a flat hitter. He's more of an orthodox hitter from the right side. Alomar to be followed by first baseman Spencer. Birds 3 runs and 5 hits off Messersmith, and the Angels will run in just 2 hits against McNally. McNally pitched both shutout and hitless ball through the first 4 innings. His 1-strike delivery popped in, and it's in for strike 2 called. 0-2 the count to Sandy Alomar. McNally putting the heat on Alomar. He's way ahead 0-2. Winds, and now the next deal is foul back of the plate. Still no balls and 2 strikes. Don't forget now, all you youngsters listening to this opening game to the doubleheader, a big day for you here at the ballpark on Sunday. It is bat day at 2 o'clock against the Oakland A's. McNally both feet at the rubber. Steps back and now comes in 0-2. Fastball, little outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Thus far, McNally has not had the difficulty controlling the breaking ball that he had at Kansas City in his last start over the weekend. In he comes 1-2 with a breaking ball, and Alomar checking the swing in time. Inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. One gone, top of the 6th inning. McNally set to rip in the 2-2. Here it is. It's fouled off and out of play. McNally going at Alomar again. He will in just a few moments. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here it is once again. 2-2. Low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. McNally against Alomar with a K pitch. 3-2. Here's a looping fly ball to shallow left. Buford with a late start, coming, and makes the put out. Buford started to step back, then he realized the ball was hit kind of shallow. So Buford had time to get to that looping fly ball. Retires Alomar. 2 away. The batter is first baseman Jim Spencer. Spencer became the Angels' first base runner as he drew a 4th inning walk. Left-hander McNally against the left-hand cuts of the powerfully built Spencer. The first pitch to Spencer is a low curve ball 1. Spencer, 5 homers, 9 runs batted in. A quick step away now by Spencer out of the batter's box to look at something flashed his way by third base coach Rocky Bridges. The 1-ball pitch by McNally is low. 2-0. Spencer played over a bit, but not too deep right now by Shilpay and right. And played well to right center by Redmond. McNally behind, 2-0. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. McNally to the plate, 2-1. Here's a ground ball to the right of second base. Johnson gets over, digs it out, and his quick throw is in time. And neat play by Johnson retires Spencer, and that's the final out in the Angels' 6th inning. At the end of 5 1/2 in the opener. Orioles 3, the Angels 1. Say before the Orioles bat in the bottom of the 6th inning, and they'll bat with Echeverry, McNally, and Shilpay. We'd like to acknowledge a wire that was sent to us some days ago from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, by a Mr. Dan O'Connell. It was sent to us while we were on the road, but unfortunately it was not received until we came back into town. And Mr. Dan O'Connell from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, tells us that there are still a lot of Baltimore birds left in South Florida, and he said we would fill the stadium twice over if we all came home. So our thanks for that wire to Mr. Dan O'Connell of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Messersmith gets the outside corner. That's strike 1 to Esteban. His next pitch breaks outside and low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Andy 1 for 2 in this opener. Takes inside corner at the knees. 1-2. Speaking of South Florida and all the stations on our Oriole network, we'll give you a station break just a few moments. The 1-2 pitch to Andy. Outside. So send the Caps 2 balls and 2 strikes. McNally will be the next batter, and then Shilpay. 2-2 to Andy Esteban. He fouls it on the ground, back of home plate. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Oriole Baseball Network.
Hi, Jay Grayson. Let me give you a lift on your way home. Weekdays 2 till 6 here on Radio 11 WBAL Baltimore.
All right, Messersmith to Esteban with a 2-2, and he breaks it low outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Andy came in tonight to the first game of the Twin Bill batting at 167. He's all the way now, a full count of 3-2. Messersmith deals it. Here's a foul, tapped out to the third base foul line. Game 2 of the doubleheader tonight. Former National League right-handed great Jim Maloney will make his second start this season against the Birds, and he'll be opposed by Oriole right-hander Pat Dobson. That's in Game 2 here at the ballpark tonight. Messersmith fighting Etchebarren. 3-2 again. It's strike 3 on the outside corner. 4 strikeouts for Messersmith. Now he'll face Dave McNally. He made McNally look at strike 3 in the fourth. He has just added Etchebarren to his strikeout list of McNally, Rettenmund, and Simone. 1 gone, bases empty in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's a looping fly ball to center field. Barry going to his right, and the Angels center fielder puts it away. 2 gone, and the leadoff man, Tommy Chilpe. Chilpe is 1 for 3 with a line base hit to right in the first inning. Chilpe slide to right in the second. He tried to bunt his way on and was tossed out by the pitcher Messersmith in the 5th inning. Chilpe as an Oriole this year is 2 for 9. He'll go right to the front of the box, and he'll lean from the waist right across the plate. Base is clean, 2 men away. Here's a ground chopper at the second baseman, pulled down by Alomar. His throw beats Chilpe, and that's out number 3. At the end of 6 innings of play, Baltimore 3, California Angels 1.
Oh, each student can fly to Miami for just $111 per person on our new 7-day round-trip excursion fare.
Well, as we turn our attention to the top of the 7th inning, 3 defensive switches now by the Orioles. Belanger is at shortstop, replacing Simone. Rettenmund stays in the ball game, but Merv moves from center to right field, and the new center fielder is Paul Blair. So your Oriole outfield looks like this: Buford left, Blair center, Rettenmund in right, and the infield, Brooks third, Belanger for Simone at short, Johnson still at second, and Boog at first. Alex Johnson is the Angel batter in the top of the 7th inning. He pops it up towards Belanger and out to shallow left center. Buford from left, Blair from center. Blair calls off Belanger, and Blair for out number 1. Johnson, still without a base hit in this series, is now 0 for 8 after skying in shallow center to Blair. 1 gone, and the batter is Tony Conigliaro. He had the first base hit off McNally. A double to left to begin the top of the 5th inning. He then advanced on O'Brien's ground ball and scored on McMullen's 2-bagger. McNally with a 2-run lead. He's on top of the Angels 3-1. Here's a line drive by Conigliaro to right field for his second base hit. Hit number 3 off McNally. Sid O'Brien making his second visit to the plate. Speaking of those changes, with Blair in center, Rettenmund moving to right field, and Belanger at short for Simone, Blair will be hitting in Chilpe's leadoff spot. Belanger will bat where Simone did, namely 7th in the order. O'Brien up with 1 gone. Conigliaro off first base held by Powell. Low, it had the plate but underneath. Ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes to Sid O'Brien. Conigliaro's short lead against the left-handed looks of McNally. His 1-0 fire is fouled back of the plate. Andy gets rid of the mask. Coming near the Angels on-deck area, there's out number 2 made by Etchebarren. 2 away, Conigliaro stays put at first base. And now the Angels will have the fellow come to the plate who knocked over their 5th inning run. McMullen with a 5th inning 2-bagger. Also bounced out to third in the 2nd inning. McMullen, batting at .213, has 2 home runs and 8 runs batted in. Moses is the Angel on deck. The set by McNally just under the belt. Kicks and deals outside. Ball 1. O'Brien, who has seen American League service with the Red Sox, the White Sox, and this year under Lefty Phillips out in California. McNally pouring it in 1-0. He's low, 2 balls in this strike. Rocky Bridges, flashing from the third base coaching line, hit or take now to McMullen. Short lead by Canigliaro. With 2 men out, McMullen on the 2-0. Swings, he doesn't get it, 2 balls and 1 strike. Cal staying right at first base, trying to shorten up as much as possible the lead by Canigliaro. McNally steps and throws that way, and Tony C. is back safely. McMullen at the plate, batting with 2 gone in the Angels' 7th inning. Another look by McNally towards Canigliaro. Now he works McMullen. Outside. 3-1. McMullen has been known in baseball jargon as a streak hitter, and he's also known as a fellow who normally has a better second half than a first half. He's ahead of McNally. Fires 3-1. Strike 2 at his knee. This can shoot Canigliaro now, loose from first base with 2 men out, and a 3-2 pitch to McMullen. The lead by Canigliaro. He's running. The 3-2 pitch is inside and saved by Echeverria from going back towards the screen. Canigliaro moves to second. A 2-out walk to McMullen has him at first base. That's the second McNally walk. Here's Moses, who's been up and out twice on a ground ball to third, and his last trip, McNally fanned him. That was in the 5th inning. Moses is 7th in the Angel order. Canigliaro at second base. McMullen at first base with a good lead. Powell's playing back deep. Moses swings. He doesn't get it. Strike 1. Canigliaro moving away from second base, watching Johnson to one side, Belanger to the other. Moses on the 0-1, swings and misses again, 0-2. Activity now beginning in the Orioles left field bullpen. Gibson Rickard, right-hander and left-hander at work. McNally has moved ahead, 0-2 to Jerry Moses. The next delivery way inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. On that 2-strike pitch by McNally, Echeverria was shifting the feet and clearly gave McNally the inside belt-high target. Echeverria sitting back, wigwagging to McNally's long look. The stretch by McNally and his check of the runners. His next delivery to Moses is outside. 2-2. Angel runners lead at second and first. The Birds are on top in the first inning of the Twin Bill, 3-1. 2 on, 2 out, 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He strikes them out. McNally has fanned Moses twice in the ballgame. No runs, 1 hit, 2 stranded in the middle of the 7th inning of Game 1. Birds 3, the Angels 1. 1 away in the home half of the 7th inning, and here's Powell, who has gone 0 for 3, but knocked over his 23rd run of the season in the first inning. Powell will be followed by Brooks. 3 runs, 5 hits off Messersmith, 1 run, 3 hits against McNally. 1 gone, bases empty. Breaking ball, snapping low and tight, ball 1. The Angel infield does not overshift against Powell. It does play O'Brien deep to the third base side of second base. The ball 1 delivery. Brand on the ground, deep at first, gloved nicely by Spencer. He waves off Messersmith and Spencer for the unassisted putout. Powell is out number 2. Well, Messersmith, since giving up Johnson's RBI single in the 5th inning, has now retired 6 in a row. He's going to make the Jacksonville control territory. Smith has an easy bottom of the at the end of
Yeah, Dave.
He has done since the bottom of the fifth inning. Still carries a 3-1 lead on the Angels. He'll pitch against Berry, the number 8 man on the order, then very likely a pinch hitter for Messersmith and the leadoff man, Alomar. Berry taking low inside, ball one. Now let's see, Lefty Phillips can pitch from a scoreboard if he wants to. Billy Cowan, a Chico Ruiz, a John Stevenson, a Tony Gonzalez. He's outside. McNally, 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 to Ken Berry. Side called at Berry's knee. Berry against fouled out and flied out. He rams a ground shot right past third base coach Ridley. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Berry batting at 133. McNally's next delivery on the way. Hit high and deep, but curving foul out to left field. Eddie Fisher is up warming again in the Angel bullpen here in the top of the eighth. 2-2 to Berry. Ball 3 upstairs. 3 balls and 2 strikes. We still have the threatening skies that were all around the ballpark to start our game. We did have rain in the early innings. 3-2 to Berry. Ball 4. Well, for the first time this season now, McNally has walked more than 2 men in the ball game. He has walked 3. Billy Cowan will be the batter, and not Andy Messersmith. Billy Cowan pick him up in pinch hit. Cowan has been to the plate 7 times with 2 base hits, so that gives him the early season Angel average of 286. McNally and Etchebarren have a quick conversation with the mound as Berry is the runner at first base here in the top of the 8th inning. Watt with Ricketts warming in the Oriole bullpen while Fisher still warms in the Angel bullpen. There had been some overnight conversation that Eddie Fisher might be the second game starter, but prior to the start of our doubleheader, the nomination went to Jim Maloney. Alomar is the man on deck. Billy Cowan is batting for Messersmith. McNally looks to the lead by Berry at first base. Throws the right-hand batter who swings and misses strike 1. Nobody out in the Angel 8th inning as the Birds are leading California 3-1. McNally comes in 0-1. Here's a foul ball straight back to the screen. No balls and 2 strikes to Cowan batting for Messersmith. The last time out against the Angels, McNally, who had the complete game win, did not walk an Angel batter. He just passed his 3rd of the game to start the top of the 8th. 0-2, whipped in. Swing and a miss, he strikes him out. 3 strikeouts for Dave McNally. And out number 1 in the top of the 8th. The top of the order now means Sandy Alomar. Alomar has bounced out, fouled out, and flied to left. Foul will continue to hold on Ken Berry at first base. Alomar, the switch-swinging leadoff batter, pulls the bat from the third base side of the plate and hits a ground foul out towards third. In 4 of the previous 7 innings, McNally has faced only 3 men, and he had a no-hitter through the first 4 innings. Angels got their only run in the 5th on doubles by Caniglio and McMullen. Alomar in the 1-strike offering hits a ground ball through the hole out to left field for a base hit. Berry will stop at second base. That is hit number 4 against McNally. It is Alomar's 3rd hit in the series after he went 2 for 5 in the opening ball game 2 nights ago. Jim Spencer is up. He's hitless plus a walk against McNally. The Angels with Berry posted at second and Alomar hanging at first base. 3-1 is McNally's lead in the top of the 8th inning. The outfield around to right. Blair is over, pushed into right center. 2 runners lead. 1 man's out. McNally to Spencer. Goes high. Ball 1. Well, as we are in the late stages of this first game of the doubleheader, a lot of people now beginning to walk their way into the stadium. Spencer, 1 ball in this strike. McNally serves his next one, which is foul down the left field side. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fisher still at work in the Angel pen. Plus left-hander Rickard and right-hander Watt in the Bird bullpen. Spencer dueling McNally. 1 ball, 1 strike. Barry away from second base. Alomar, much better lead at first base as Powell is playing deep. The look for the bases by McNally. 1-1. It's a foul right in the batter's box. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Spencer makes his home not too far from Baltimore during the off-season. As a matter of fact, he resides during the off-season in Lincoln, Maryland. McNally watching Etchebarren sign. Looking back, the lead by Barry and over to Alomar at first base. He's ahead of Spencer. Fires 1 and 2. A sidearmer bounced towards the Powell. Backed up by Johnson. Close to McNally covering for the putout against Spencer, and the runners advance. The ground ball was wide of first. Powell gave it the backhand bid, couldn't get to it. Johnson roamed to his glove side, did get to it. McNally covered for the second out. Meanwhile, Alomar goes to second, plus Ferry to third, and the batter is Alex Johnson. Johnson has gone 0 for 3. Bounced out to second in the first. Grounded into a 4th inning double play. Slide to center in the 7th inning. Runners at second and third. Long lead now by Alomar at second base on the pitch to Johnson. It's high, ball 1. Alomar had a good 5 or 6 stride lead away from second base as McNally came into Johnson. Alomar again extending his lead, plus Ferry off third. The 1-0 is lined right at the shortstop, Belanger, to retire the side in the top of the 8th inning. Well, Mr. Johnson hit a bullet, but Belanger was playing in the right spot, and he was there at the right spot at the right time. In the Angel 8th, no runs, 1 hit, and 2 left at the end of 7.5 innings of play. Orioles 3, the Angels 1.
Central Savings Bank, the bank that has your interest at heart, offers another new service. The personal checking account. The personal checking account is not a special checking account or a regular checking account. It's actually the best of both. You get personalized checks free. And once you've opened your account for $50 or more, no minimum balance is required. In addition, you get a credit for every $100 you keep in your account for the month. So centralize your banking by having your checking account where you have your high-interest savings account. Ask about the new personal checking account at the main office of Central Savings Bank, Charles and Lexington Street, or at any central office. Before you pay another bill, check with Central. Member FDIC.
Open your personal checking account now at Central. Well, the new Angel pitcher with Messersmith going out in the top half of this inning for a pinch hitter, Cowan. The new Angel pitcher is knuckleballing right-hander veteran Eddie Fisher. Picking up for Messersmith, who worked 7 innings, gave up 3 runs, 5 hits, walked 4, and struck out 4. Fisher is also the top winner on the Angels staff this season. He has worked prior to tonight 10 times in relief, has won 4 and lost 1. Fisher's got an outstanding early season earned run average of less than 2 runs a ball game. As a matter of fact, most of those from the Angel bullpen early this season, like Fisher, have outstanding ERAs. LaRoche with an outstanding ERA, along with Mel Queen. Fisher in the bottom of the 8th inning will pitch to Rettenmund, Johnson, and Belanger. All you youngsters listening to this first game broadcast, especially those around Baltimore, a reminder that Oriole baseball student cards are available in senior high schools and colleges throughout Baltimore City and Baltimore County, and available through the principal's office or the physical education department. These cards, designed for senior high school and college-age students, will entitle you to purchase a $2 upper reserve seat here at the ballpark for just $1. Rhett Mund has gone 0 for 2, plus a walk. Fisher goes with that knuckler low inside. Ball one. The wind-up by the right-hander. Here's 1-0 pitch. He is low for ball two. Fisher now has requested a different ball from plate umpire Marty Springstead. Although Fisher is primarily a reliever, he did start the two Angel ball games a year ago, one against Oakland and the other one against Minnesota. 2-0 to Merv Mund. That dances right through for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Merv batting .250 with a home run, plus 8 runs batted in. 3-1 is the Oriole lead in game one in the bottom of the 8th inning. Fisher dealing 2-1. Here's a broken bat ground ball over the mound towards the second baseman. Alomar throws to first and inside. Mund bouncing out and breaking the bat at the same time. One gone, bottom of the 8th, and now to Dave Johnson. Johnson had a base hit in the 5th inning and drove over a run. He is 1 for 3 tonight. He has hit safely in 22 of the 23 games in which he has played. He has only failed to play in 1 game this year. Fisher working to Johnson with 1 away. It's inside, ball 1. The two batters in the Angel ninth are Canigliao, O'Brien, and McMullen. 1-0 from knuckleballing Eddie Fisher. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Johnson to Fisher's 1-1, offering. It's outside and it gets by the big Moses Mitt used specially for knuckleballing Eddie Fisher. 2 balls and 1 strike. Talk about fellows earning their paychecks. Well, certainly Fisher has done that the last 5 or 6 seasons. Just looking at last season, he worked in 67 Angel games. He goes high. He goes at the letters to Johnson. 2 balls and 2 strikes. In 1965 at Chicago, Fisher worked 82 games for the White Sox. 2-2 to Dave Johnson. Fly ball down the right field foul line. Canigliao giving it a chase to the foul line, and it's in the seats and out of play. In 1965, when Fisher worked in 82 games for the White Sox, that was his greatest winning year in the majors, as he gained 15 wins against 7 defeats. He has already won as many games this year, 4 of them, as he won through all of last season. He's dealing Johnson again, 2-2. Low, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three-two pitch to Dave Johnson. Strike 3 as it knuckles its way on the outside corner. 2 gone in the bottom of the 8th inning, and for Fisher, his first strikeout. Here's Belanger up for his first trip. Belanger replaced Simone at shortstop. Belanger's average, .269. Way outside, ball 1. Tomorrow night in the Oakland opener, you'll see Mike Cuellar against Jim Hunter. Saturday night, Palmer against Jobson. The 1-0 to Belanger is in for a strike call. The back day ball game, 2 o'clock on Sunday. Vida Blue against Brant Jackson. Belanger to Fisher. 1-1 pitch. Chops it down third, and it goes foul. the weekend times for the series against the Oakland A's, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Saturday, starting time is at 7 o'clock. And then Sunday at 2. Sunday, remember now, every youngster 14 and under, accompanied by a paying adult, will receive, free of charge from the Orioles, an approved Little League baseball bat. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Belanger. The wind-up by Eddie Fisher with 2 men out. Swing, and a miss dropped by Moses. He picks it up in front of home plate. Moses in time to center with his throw to retire the side. At the end of 8, third 3, the Angels won.
Good tasting beer's our speciality. Brewed just for the big reality. Lots of built-in informality. Enjoy a national beer. So even if you are Aquarius, or maybe even Sagittarius, you find yourself more gregarious, serve a national beer. It's a happy tasting beer, our national beer, and it got there the long way. Because since 1634, beer has been brewed here. Only from a land with a tradition like ours could come a beer as good as ours.
Benigliaro will start the top of the 9th inning, and before he bats against McNally, we'll pause for station identification. This is the Baltimore Orioles Baseball Network.
This is Doug Terrence. Got a green thumb? Then listen to Nick Steffen, the Weekend Gardener, 10:30 every Saturday morning here on Radio 11 WBAL in Baltimore.
Dave McNally, tonight in his 7th start, trying to gain his 5th win. Throws to Benigliaro, who fouls it right back to the screen. Tony C. has 2 base hits against McNally, and he has scored the only Angel run, which came in the 5th. McNally trying to pour it through to Benigliaro, 0-1. Here's a ground ball slowly tapped out to third, charged by Brooks, has it on the grass, throws in time to Powell to just get Benigliaro at first base. First out in the top of the 9th inning. So the good defense employed by Brooks gets McNally his first out. The Angels now bat their shortstop, Sid O'Brien. Since replacing Fergosi, he has grounded to short and fouled to the catcher. O'Brien's feet set close together, batting right-handed against McNally. His first pitch to O'Brien comes in quickly for strike 1 call. The on-deck man is third baseman McMullen. This is the top of the 9th, game 1 to the doubleheader. McNally and the Birds leading 3-1. For 1-strike delivery. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. McNally winding and throws. 1-1. Low for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. McNally extending the arms, winds to the side. His 2-1 pitch, grounded to shortstop Belanger. Throws to Powell. Out number 2. So Benigliaro and O'Brien are gone on infield grounders, and the Angels leave it up now to Ken McMullen. McMullen's double in the 5th inning drove over the Angel run. He has also bounced out and walked. McMullen tall and erect right-hand batter, a little bit to the front of the box on McNally's first offering. Drives with an outside corner fastball. McNally winds. He deals McMullen 0-1. Low, 1 ball and 1 strike. The Orioles trying to get back to within a game of the Red Sox, who won this afternoon, beating Chicago 10-1. 1-1, ripped in by McNally. With a fly ball to right field. Rettenrun going back, and getting there, and the ball game is over. McNally has his 5th win of the year. Orioles win the opener from the California Angels 3-1. We'll be right back with the recap and the game totals after this message. Well, Dave McNally has gone the route now 5 times this season. He has made 7 starts and has 5 complete games. In his first game of the doubleheader, McNally has a route-going job again, picks up his 5th win against only 1 defeat, as he beats the California Angels by a score of 3-1. Meanwhile, the Angels pitched Andy Messersmith for the first 7, had a yank in for a pinch hitter in the top of the eighth inning. They then had Eddie Fisher pitch at the bottom of the eighth inning in relief of the loser, Messersmith. McNally by winning 5-1, Messersmith by losing is 2-3. Stand by because we'll be right back with more highlights of tonight's first game right after this message.